Welcome to my views and news. It seems that government is taking a new position about Fano, about how to resolve the conflict in the Amhara region of Ethiopia. Two-day long meeting of Amhara Regional Council has been held, though some top leaders did not attend this meeting. Why? Discussions have been held and regional government seems to be agreeing on a new strategy about how to handle the challenge posed by Fano fighters in the Amhara region. We'll try to analyze this new decision taken by the Amhara regional government. Secondly, viewers, Alamata city, Raya zone, southern Tigray. This area was southern Tigray before the start of war, disputed territory between Tigray and Amhara regions. A meeting has been held in Alamata in the last 3 to 4 days about the return of IDPs. Return of IDPs is a very sensitive issue, disputed between Tigray and Amhara regions. Again, meeting agenda was IDP return. Meeting was attended by Ethiopian army officials, Alamata city government officials. What happened at the meeting? Any agreement reached? Thirdly, Benishangul Gumuz region of Ethiopia, where some peace deals were signed a few months ago. Gumuz fighters made peace with the government. They signed peace deals. It seems that peace deal is not being implemented. Hundreds of Gumuz fighters reportedly have left a camp. After the peace deal was signed, they reported at a camp, demobilization camp you can say. And now reportedly hundreds of them have left a camp. Details for you. Are they starting a new insurgency? Fourthly, Oromia region of Ethiopia, where we are seeing protests by the people, Orthodox community against new appointments by the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. A protest has been held against an archbishop as well. It was held in Shashamane. I have a clip for you. This archbishop is becoming very controversial. It will be difficult for this archbishop to work in Oromia, it seems. Firstly, viewers, what has been Ethiopian federal government and Amhara regional government's position about Fano fighters? Which terms were being used till a few days ago by Ethiopian federal government and Amhara regional government officials about Fano fighters? Two terms: extremists, terrorists. That is what we have been hearing in the last 6 months almost. That federal government, real government said that extremist elements, terrorist elements, terrorists are trying to destabilize the Amhara region, regional government, federal government, and action will be taken. No relaxation will be given. No one will be allowed to take law into their hands. And we saw that action was initiated. Ethiopian National Defense Force entered Amhara region in large numbers. Amhara Special Force disbanded. Multi-pronged operation against Fano launched. Can we say that operation is not producing results? That is why a new policy has been discussed and you can say adopted as well. We could see start of the implementation of this new policy about Fano insurgency in Amhara region in coming days. Well, 2-day long Amhara Regional Council meeting has been held, attended by Amhara Regional Council members. Yilkal was there, regional ministers were there, regional cabinet members were there. Some top Amhara regional government officials did not attend the meeting. Big names like Pendo Teshagar and some others. Several seats were seen vacant. First question is, why didn't these Amhara leaders attend the meeting? Regional council, regular meeting. Well, they don't want to move in public. They are scared. These Amhara regional government leaders are scared. They know that if Girma Shitila can be assassinated, anyone can be assassinated. So they are not feeling secure. They are insecure. That is what I believe. That seems to be the reason behind their absence. They did not attend Amhara Regional Council meeting. At the meeting, key issues were discussed: lack of fertilizers, Volkayat, Raya, return of IDPs, etc. Fano. Main issue was Fano. How to tackle the challenge posed by Fano fighters in the Amhara region. And reportedly, the regional council has decided to talk to Fano fighters, to negotiate with Fano fighters. A clear change in Amhara regional government's position about how to tackle Fano. A few weeks ago, Fano was being declared a terrorist entity, extremist entity, and now government is ready to talk. What does it indicate? It indicates that governments, regional government security apparatus in the Amhara region is under pressure. Gradually it is crumbling. Police, militias under serious pressure. Training of police and militia members postponed this week after several refused to attend the training. Even ENDF convoys are being ambushed. As I've been saying, it's start of a long insurgency if there is no engagement with Fano. By the way, if you remember, from day one, I have been proposing that talks should be held between Fano and government. This is my position from day one. I have been saying that. And I have been saying that we are seeing start of an insurgency, long insurgency in Amhara if there is no dialogue. Now, government has realized. But government has realized after seeing Fano's capabilities, that Fano fighters are in a position to enter big cities, to carry out attacks on police officials, on security officials, on PP officials. So regional government officials, city governments are feeling under pressure, feeling threatened, feeling in danger, their lives in danger. So that is why government has decided to change its position. Now, government is ready to talk. It clearly shows that Fano has forced the government to revisit its strategy. And while I welcome this decision made by the Amhara regional government, I don't think that Fano is going to agree with this strategy. Or Fano's demands will be hard to fulfill for the government. Having said that yes, talks should be held. From day one, government should have resorted to dialogue. Regional government wants to start dialogue. Where does federal government stand Where does Ethiopian National Defense Force stand? Do they support start of a dialogue? Are they going to be part of dialogue? It seems that in Ethiopia, people, groups have to show their power to be taken seriously. Fano was not being taken seriously. People dismissed Fano fighters as just a few dozen, a few groups with a few dozen members with no objective, no agenda, no capabilities. But now, after Fano's assassinations committed by Fano fighters, after their attacks on security forces, police, militia, ENDF, government is ready to talk to them. Talks should have been held when the operation was launched. Before that, talks should have been held. Let's see how Fano responds. And by the way, so far, Amhara government has not made it public that it wants to talk to Fano fighters. We can have a look at this offer of talks in a separate video. Does it have any potential of success? What could be the mechanism to engage the Fano fighters, etc. So far, Amhara government is changing its position. Now it is ready to talk to Fano fighters. Secondly, viewers, Alamata city, southern Tigray, where a meeting has been held about the return of IDPs. IDPs living in Tigray who are from Alamata, Koram, Volkait, Umera, Sagade, they want to return to their homes. But provisional local governments in Volkait and Raya, Koram are not allowing these IDPs to return. And in the absence of these IDPs, Amhara regional government wants to hold a referendum in these areas to determine the future status of Koram, Alamata, etc. Tigray government has already rejected the idea of referendum. Tigray wants return of IDPs. We have seen statements from EU, US as well calling for the return of IDPs. A meeting was held in Alamata, attended by Alamata local government officials, attended by police, by Ethiopian National Defense Force. Issue of return of IDPs came under discussions. And reportedly, Alamata local government officials opposed the idea of return of IDPs. They said that there could be criminal elements in the guise of IDPs. Tigrayans not from the area in the guise of IDPs. So it could destabilize Alamata, Koram. The ENDF officials tried to convince local government officials to agree to return of IDPs. No agreement. Reportedly, the meeting ended without any agreement. So this issue of IDPs is a serious issue. I remember Sadkan a few weeks ago said when he was in Ethiopia, is he still in the US? Because last time we saw him in the US, no update after that. He said that before rainy season, the IDPs would return to their homes. No signs of start of return. Talks have been held. Tigray, Amhara leaders have held some talks in Addis Ababa to Getachew, Yilkal, exchanged visits. No concrete progress made so far about return of IDPs reportedly. Thirdly, viewers, Benishangul, Gumuz region of Ethiopia, where Gumuz fighters laid down arms a few months ago. They signed a peace deal. But signing a peace deal is one thing, implementing the peace deal is another thing. Implementation is also very important. If peace deals are not implemented, things could return to like they were, armed hostilities. So in Benishangul, Gumuz region of Ethiopia, hundreds of Gumuz fighters surrendered. They were told to report at a camp. They were at a camp in Gilgal Palace, which is in Matagal zone of the Benishangul Gumuz region. but the contents of the peace deal are not being implemented. That is, around 600 Gumuz fighters have decided to leave the camp. They are in the forest reportedly. They are going to start insurgency once again, armed resistance once again. We saw some clashes between local Amharas and Gumuz in the vicinity of Gilgil Palace. Some Amharas were killed too, I think, in Gilgil Palace in an attack by Gumuz fighters. And after that, and before that, some Gumuz were killed too. Question is, why isn't the government implementing the peace deal? Is it because of lack of resources, or the Gumuz fighters have decided to return to the path of armed resistance because of Gumuz Amhara violence, Gumuz Amhara tensions, which led to killings on both sides? It's difficult to say, but obviously responsibility lies with the government. It means government could not honor its commitment. The Shomathoga's National Renaissance Commission, he calls it National Rehabilitation Commission, so far it is in search of funds. It says that it needs more than 500 million US dollars for the implementation of peace deals in Tigray, in BG, in Gambela, in Amhara, in Oromia as well. Who will give 500 million US dollars to the National Rehabilitation Commission of the Shomathoga? So lack of funds is a serious issue. I wonder how Pretoria deal will be implemented. Tigray already complaining that implementation is slow due to lack of financial resources. Lastly, viewers, protest against Abune Nathaniel. I think this is the right pronunciation. Abune Nathaniel is an archbishop of the Orthodox Church, and this is not the first protest against him. People accuse him of being anti-Oromo. While people are protesting in the Oromo region of Ethiopia against new appointment of bishops by the church appointed 9 bishops a week ago. People are rejecting, some groups are rejecting these appointments. At the same time, they're rejecting Abune Nathaniel. They want him to be removed from Oromia. In Shashamane, a protest was held against the archbishop. Hundreds attended the protest, chanted slogans against the archbishop. Will the archbishop be allowed to work in Oromia? It's difficult, I think. People say he is anti-Oromo. Is he anti-Oromo or not? I won't say anything about that, but perception is there that he is against Oromos. That is why it's difficult for him to work in Oromia, it seems. I have a clip for you from Shashamane showing people's protest against Archbishop Abune Nathaniel. Thank you for watching.